involvement than most town meetings.
Oh, you haven't been to a good Board of Ed budget meeting then?
You're all set, you can start.
All right, so the time is
7:23.
7:23, and I call the March 28th Board of Selectmen's meeting to order. Please stand for the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Citizen comments? Yep.
While we're here, because Scott's maybe stay, the culvert at the bottom of the hill called Collier Road will be on the corner of my property. There's two wood posts to prevent. I guess that's the guardrail system there,
Okay, yep,
but they're both rotted and.
Okay, so the posts need to be replaced.
Yeah, posts.
Okay. Where is that?
Between 212 and 218 Congress. Is the original culvert on the north side of the road.
Okay.
And then Scott Davidson, Joseph Congar Road. One, I want to say thank you for finally getting the dead tree across the street taken care of, but there's like 4 or 5 others that are still flagged on the road.
Yeah, we get to them when we have,
Extra time.
yeah, well, because we have a tree crew that comes out and when we get them when we get them. So we've been chipping away at them.
The other thing is that planning and zoning side, the Zoom meetings, I get that we are getting involvement from the town. What is not liked is that the stuff is put on public TV. Is there some sort of happy medium that we can kind of come up with?
It's all public
and-
information.
Well, yeah, I get that. I also know that in the planning and zoning training that was just provided, it is not mandated that we have to do it via Zoom anymore. With that said, is there something that we can do? I still think it should be going out to the taxpayers. I don't think it needs to be put on public TV. Is there something that we can do about that?
Like I said, it's public information, so we can't stop the public access TV from taking the video.
So.
So it can't be one or the other.
So public access TV is pulling it from YouTube? Is what
Correct.
you're saying? Okay.
Correct, and so,
And if we still recorded it and had it on the website instead of YouTube, they can still have, it's public information. We can't tell them they can't use it.
okay. Because there's been nobody that is on a board or anything has signed anything for any of this.
Yeah, it's public, it's a public meeting. We don't need permission to record it.
Okay.
It's public.
And I know that, so in the past, we just recorded via tape. Is it okay if we just go back to tape?
I don't know.
Because we don't have anything that says that we have to do Zoom. The only time if it's a hybrid meeting, we have to do Zoom.
I don't know.
I'm really leaning towards just going back to a tape.
Okay, I'll find out clearly on that.
Have there been issues with it being on TV, or is it just general concern about?
As being self-employed, I don't
Not good for business.
because people can't separate things.
Okay.
And so
No, I-
from my perspective, I go to somebody's house and, oh, I saw you on TV. And this is not why I did this.
I get it. It's a competing thing about we want to attract people.
I get it.
And that it's a negative incentive for you.
Right. I still want to get it out to the taxpayers. What I want it off to public TV.
Yeah, I can't.
And I understand. I just want to bring this to the floor. I want you to understand the reasons why. It's not that I think getting our community here involved is good. Outside of that, it really doesn't need to be there.
It's still a public meeting. Does it?
No, I under-
why we just disseminated?
Right, I'll check with other towns and how they're doing it. And get back to you on that.
Is public access TV doing all planning and zoning, or are they picking and choosing?
No,
So
there's going
they're doing the selectmen's meetings and they're doing the planning and zoning meetings.
In the wetlands,
And well,
those are all the ones that are live streamed right now.
You can ask legal.
so
Yeah, we can ask legal.
like rec isn't being done, you know what I mean? Like,
They're not an elected board or commission, they're appointed,
correct,
so,
correct.
but, yeah. Like, I'll check with legal and see about changing it. It's hard once you started something, because you get backlash from it too. So I'll double check.
I mean, the reason it was started was because of COVID.
Right, we didn't have a
It
choice.
wasn't started because of anything other.
Right.
It wasn't started because we decided to start it. It was started because of COVID.
Right,
Masks were started because of COVID and we're not
Right.
wearing them now.
right.
I mean, not everything that came from COVID was good.
Okay,
Thank
we'll
you.
get back to you. Thank you.
Thank you for bringing that up.
Anything else? You guys-
No, I'm happy with my post. You know, on my post, I am about this.
All right. Correspondence announcements.
We don't have minutes, right?
No, we don't have minutes. We tried to make this as quick a meeting as possible,
Gotcha.
knowing it was gonna be late.
So I'm gonna stop talking.
I don't have any public works. Well, we don't have any finance. As far as old business goes, I don't have any updates on any old business. For new business,
You don't have to do a reading of the flood ordinance? Or we can get it on
the play ordinance, we can do that now, or we can move it to the next meeting for you guys.
I make a motion, we move to the next meeting.
Okay,
I just want to make sure it's on the ballot for the referendum.
yeah, we have
And
time.
Julie had pointed out there's a timeline that we have to.
I did look at it.
Okay,
Yeah, I think we should move forward.
yeah, I sent it, like I said, I sent
I
it
did.
to you. Did I send it to you? I don't remember. if
I sent it.
Okay, so, but I did send it to Pete and I did send it to Jody, and I'm waiting to hear.
Did we send it to the town attorney?
I haven't yet because I'm trying, right, that's we're in a working document right now, so even if you want to pull stuff out, put stuff in, now's the time to do it, and then I'll send it to
This
him.
has been an ongoing problem. The only question that I have about it is in there's language of a blight ordinance. Or a blight
Enforcement officer.
enforcement officer.
Yeah.
Who is that falling against?
That's where,
Make the third selectman the flood enforcement.
Well, it
that's
comes
where
back
it
to-
comes down to who that's gonna be. And it should be someone that's trained in it, so.
Okay.
So that's a whole nother topic too.
Well, my only concern was the same concern that I voiced this morning.
Yeah.
Is that is a thankless job.
Right.
So it's gotta be somebody that doesn't care that they're going to get bad news, because that's what it is.
No, that's part of the ordinance too, so. The enforcement person.
Yeah, that was the only thing I just,
So since we're talking about it now, I'll just hand those out to you and skip it. Want these guys look, I took a couple of pictures. Just to
Yeah.
Give you an idea of what I had in mind.
Right. Yep, these are all things we know about. When we
Yep.
put it together.
I know,
so.
it's, yeah,
It's
no.
all the same. That's what.
Actually, it's public information.
There's actually,
Yeah,
there's
exactly.
more houses for that are in worse condition too,
I know.
so, but that's the whole point.
Not just in that location.
Right. So. But yeah, we'll bring it back next time, and now's the time for anyone to put in amendments or changes, so I gotta get back to Jody and get back to,
Do you mind if so when's your next meeting? It's just before our meeting, correct?
probably either before or right after.
The 11th, we're on Wednesday, so you're on
Wednesday.
Tuesday. the second Wednesday of the month.
It says after our meeting, the next meeting.
Yeah.
So if you guys
So
want
as-
to look through it, and we can do it. That's fine. Because we just have to have it ready for the town meeting, which would probably be in
Is that what the
May.
goal is, to get it for the
Yeah.
town meeting?
Yeah, because we can have the public hearing. We just have to, we can have the public hearing right before the town meeting, so. You guys don't know.
And what's
So
our,
we're going to-
what's
we
our-
should have it finished by April 25th as much as possible. and
Yeah.
then-
because what's our notification period now? 2 weeks or 3 weeks
For-
for announcing any public meetings?
You have to have
Because we've
it,
got to work backwards from that now.
right, so. We'll probably be a little bit later because we're waiting for the governor's budget to
Government
be,
budget's usually the end of May.
so it might be closer to the end of May, so you have to probably 5 days in the paper before the town meeting, but it always takes us a couple days now. The newspaper doesn't get it in the next day. It can be
Right.
anywhere from 2 to 5 days. So, give it 10 days.
But that
So
should give
essentially
us
2 weeks.
Enough time to have it ready by then.
That would be the
So,
latest.
it's okay to give it to the board and let them have any feedback.
And,
We want feedback.
yeah,
Yeah,
and I'll give it, once I get feedback, we can make more changes and then I'll give it to the attorney before it goes to the town.
I mean, my only concern was having. An actual officer.
Right,
Yes.
yeah, it wouldn't work if we didn't have someone to actually.
No, and I agree with that. I mean, I don't think, I think it's too much to have to peak. I just,
right.
Right.
We may have to go looking for, I don't know, like retired troopers or something.
well, no, here's the other question. Here's my other stupid question is, does John, do they offer that as a service,
We can ask him tomorrow,
town planner?
we can ask him tomorrow.
Because they do offer service of a zoning officer. I don't know if they offer a service of
Light enforcement.
well, that or a building official for that matter,
We can double check it tomorrow.
if needed be.
Well, in reality, outsourcing to a third party like that business would be a good thing, because it's not somebody in town.
True.
You don't have to worry about all that collateral damage that come with that. And the challenges to the law have been basically process based, so you're hiring somebody to just do the process.
Well, it's deficits in the ordinance and process based.
Right.
So,
Okay, so
I,
we'll,
it's just, that's just the thought, is to reach out, ask John,
yeah,
if that's something that they do.
okay,
Just want to see it move through.
so that's where we are with the blade irons. There's nothing else on old business. Recreation Commission appointments. I have other appointments too, so,
do we need to add them to the agenda if there are other appointments?
let's see.
You can't add anything to the agenda, but, no.
It's not a special meeting, so we can.
Okay.
Yeah.
We need to add an appointment to the Voluntown Housing Authority and an appointment to the Transfer Station Commission.
So move to add those appointments to the agenda, right after rec commission appointments.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, so we'll start with the rec commission appointments. These are people that are already on the commission. They're just being reappointed because their term expired. These are all appointed commissions, so they're not elected ones. And we'll start with the rec commission. I have Mike Magario, Melinda Bryan, and Mike Kawara. There for a term and for terms ending January 1st, 2026.
So moved.
Seconded.
Okay, any discussion?
No.
Okay, all in favor?
With our thanks.
Okay, all in
Yes.
favor of reappointing them to the Recreation Commission with our thanks, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, hearing none, they're appointed. So now I have, let's see, Brian Callio, Belinda Weiss, and Kristen Pellinen for a term
For which commission?
Rec Commission still,
Okay,
for a term expiring January 1st, 2025.
So moved.
second,
Yeah, any discussion?
Thanks.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
thanks.
With
Aye.
thanks, aye. Opposed, hearing none, they are reappointed. All right, now we're on the Valentine Housing Authority. I have Ted Levesque as the tenant rep, for a term ending April 1st. It says 2023, but that's the term is in now, so that would be 28. April 1st, 2028.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
With thanks.
All right, so all in favor of reappointing Ted Levesque with thanks to the Valentine Housing Authority, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, hearing none, he's reappointed. And last, we have John Gillo to the Valentine Sterling Transfer Station. It's like a 2-year term, so this would be,
25.
Yeah.
So moved.
Seconded.
okay,
With thanks.
with thanks, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. He's reappointed, and that's all we got. Letter ordinance. We talked about this at the last meeting. I don't think we need to change anything because it's just updated via FEMA, but we
Yep.
just need to vote to move it to the.
Make a motion to
town
approve updates in accordance with FEMA guidelines and recommendations.
And move it to the town meeting.
And look for that meeting.
Second.
Okay, any discussion?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
No thanks
Opposed?
necessary.
Hearing none, that's approved. All right, complaint procedure. I just wanted to go through with the board members, like how to what to respond to a resident when they give you complaints.
It's all come to the meeting.
Mhm.
They should, if their complaint is in nature of planning and zoning or wetlands, then they should file a report. Tell them to file a report with planning and zoning.
Is it file a report or send them a letter?
File a report. They have reports in the zoning office for anything that has to do with questions on if they think anyone's got a camper on their property that's not supposed to be there, like anything, they should fill out a report. We need, our point is to let residents know that we need a paper trail. We can't get things addressed unless we have a paper trail. I can't just show up on someone's property and say, I heard so-and-so told so-and-so that you're doing such and such and it needs to stop. Like we need to have a paper trail. If anyone has complaints about public works, then that does come to me because I oversee public works. So if they don't really know which department their complaint goes to, then they can come to me and I can help them direct to where their complaint is, but we can't act on people's complaints. We can't go on private property. We can't tell people we're gonna do something that we can't do. I've spent a lot of my time since I've been here fixing things from the past 100 years that weren't done with a paper trail, that it's expensive to the town when we just try to do things without following that paper trail. And if that paper trail is not there, then it leaves us also legally responsible. There's things that we don't have easements for that.
Like expensive driveway easements, yes.
Pipe easements, like stuff that,
So is it a general complaint form for every department that we have?
we don't, it would just depend on what their problem, like what their issue is and where it would fit into the departments.
So they would write a complaint and then you would make a determination on where that would be routed.
Well, they would have to, we would have to figure out what their problem is. If they're having a problem with, like, maybe they think that their property assessment's not right, they would go to the assessment office for that. Or if there's blight on someone's property or something that they think is blight, then they would go to zoning. Or if they have a noise complaint because someone has a sawmill on their property that they don't think is legal, then they would go to zoning. So 9 times out of 10, it goes to zoning.
Gonna,
And if they go to zoning and
And then it
zoning's
goes on
like,
public access.
and if they go to zoning and zoning's like, that's not our issue, they'll send them to wherever it is.
right, but it's not you routing it, it's you giving guidance on where to send it.
Where to send it,
So it's not a pass through Tracy, it's,
or through you, or through anyone.
right,
Yeah.
it is providing guidance to that you need to take this to zoning, here's how you take it to zoning.
Yeah.
Or some other department on the off chance.
Yeah, but 9 times out of 10, it's on, or wetlands. So. But just to get that straight. Does anyone have any questions?
No.
Okay. National Day of Prayer Proclamation. Proclamation, whereas the National Day of Prayer is a tradition first proclaimed by the Continental Congress in 1775. And whereas in 1988, legislation was unanimously ratified by both houses of Congress and signed by President Ronald Reagan, stating that the National Day of Prayer was to be observed on the first Thursday of every May. President William J. Clinton again proclaimed this on May 1st, 1997. Now therefore, we, the Board of Selectmen of the town of Allentown, Connecticut, do hereby proclaim May 4th, 2023 as a day of prayer in Allentown. Throughout the town of Allentown, we urge all citizens to observe this day, ways appropriate to its importance and significance. So every year we have National Day of Prayer. Churches in town put together a ceremony. It's usually at the pavilion. And this is just to recognize that day for the ceremony. So I just need
So moved.
Second,
okay. Motion's been made and seconded to accept the proclamation. Is there any discussion? No. No. All in favor?
aye,
Aye. Opposed, hearing none, it's approved. And that is all I have for our last meeting.
anything else? Motion to adjourn.
Suggestions for next meeting?
Do you have a suggestion, Jim?
Light ordinance.
Yeah.
Okay,
And I should have the library and board of trustees ordinance set up by then too. So.
Have you gotten all the budgets in from the various?
Nope, still working on it. Hopefully we'll have that ready.
Okay.
Okay,
okay, then
we adjourn.
motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you for saying that.